The No New Friends podcast is brought to you by Sandpiper Vacations. For the best in vacation plannings, just visit www.sandpipervacations.com. Let them know that the No New Friends podcast sent you. What's really funny is I was going to talk about Joey Chestnut tonight, so here we are.
Wow.
Yeah, so we don't do enough current event, pop culture type discussions here. So, like, I want to kind of, we do, maybe.
I was like, what podcast are you listening to?
Yeah, I was like, Remy's Roundtable.
Where he doesn't talk about theme parks. It's a
sex show now, actually.
So Joey Chestnut is in the news, and Sarah and Nick did not, or Nick definitely did not know who Joey Chestnut was.
I mean, Chestnut's like what you do on a guy every night, right?
I feel like he would be your favorite athlete.
They say Chestnuts?
It's like her pearl necklace there that you had a few weeks ago.
That's essentially the same thing. Pearl necklace and a chestnut.
Yeah.
Broadcasting from the Sandpiper Vacation Studios. It's time for the No New Friends podcast. The podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. The good, the bad, and the funny.
Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's showtime. It's showtime.
That's right, you're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted number 1 by our friends and family, and number 3 by the Orlando Weekly Readers Poll. We are the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. Now, if you'd like to connect with us, all of our social media links are right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our sweet merchandise and join our clubhouse. Become a friend with benefits. That's our Patreon. For as low as $2 a month, you can have access to all sorts of exclusive content, as well as participate in the show, win some prizes, and it's as low as $2 a month. Right now, we are streaming live on the YouTube. That's right, every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are live on the YouTube where you can watch us do this entire episode live, and it's a very visual live format now. Also, Lewis, Sarah, Darren, and I go to Disney or Universal almost every single Wednesday, 9:30, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, live on the TikTok, so make sure you follow us there. 'Tis the season. We are nominated for 4. That's right, 4 different categories of the Orlando Weekly Best of Orlando contest. So hit that up, vote.orlandoweekly.com, and you can vote daily, every single day, and that really helps us out. Nick for Best Local Big Shot, me for Best Local Radio Voice, No New Friends Podcast for Best Local Podcast, and no.new.friends.podcast for Best Local TikTok. My name's Scott. I'm host. With me, as always, my amazing co-host, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
Thank you for letting Nick out of your basement, Mr. Scott.
The Jewish American Princess, Sarah.
Hello.
Our emotional support gay, Nick.
I'm gay.
And our producer, Alex.
I guess I didn't get nominated for Best Editing.
Welcome back, Nick. We missed you.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
I missed me too.
And Chris, you're on his back.
Well, not anymore. He's back in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get to what the hell Nick's been doing for the last 2 weeks.
Good, because I don't remember.
we'll help fill in.
Somebody can tell me.
We'll help fill in the blanks. So, guys, I had this weird thing happen to me today. So, at work, I'm very comfortable talking to people. I'm very outgoing. I'm very engaging, and I can have like coherent adult professional conversations with people.
Oh, sick brag.
Right. So I ran into someone that I work with today. He's a front desk manager. I'm the food and beverage manager. And I ran into him at Target today. And Chris, you would have thought that I just learned how to talk. And I did this weird sneak attack where I bumped his cart with my cart. It was a random accident.
Wait, why do you have a cart at work? You
No. I was at Target.
Oh, I forgot.
Target.
So I was doing this this weird sneak attack thing where and he's like, oh, sorry. And then he sees that it's me. I completely forget. I'm like, oh, I like bread too. And I'm like, do you live around here? No shit, he lives around here. No, he's gonna go to the next Target over. What? And this is someone that I'm very comfortable with at work, and all of a sudden I lose all social skills when I'm not dressed for work. That's got to happen to you guys because you guys are like super socially anxiety, awkward stuff.
Absolutely. It's
not at all. All the time.
So when you're at work, you can talk about work stuff and it's not weird because when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But when you're outside, it's like, what are you going to do? You're not going to bump into him and be like, oh man, what about that customer we had?
Right.
You know, an hour ago. You can't say that. So you got to say like,
I like bread.
What kind? Yeah. Like, oh wow, you're a bread guy. I'm a bread guy too. I have a company work party.
H, huh?
I throw a Christmas party every year for my employees. And when I'm at my office, which isn't very much, I will tell you that, but when I'm at my office, an employee comes in, which also isn't very much. It's like, oh, hey, how'd today go? This, that, the other thing. It's not, it's not weird at all. Put me at a restaurant during a party in a social situation. I pre-drink before I go.
You have to.
You absolutely have to pre-drink. So I don't even remember what to say because I just speak. And then I get there and I get a double of whatever I'm ordering, and they just keep them flowing the whole night because I don't know what it is. But when you're in a setting that's out, like I don't know, when you're in a setting outside of the norm, you forget how to act. Like
out in the wild, yeah. Chris, same thing happens to me at like neighborhood parties. I don't get invited anymore because I do have to pre-drink and then I continue to drink.
Yeah.
And then like I make a bunch of Trump jokes, which do not go over well in my neighborhood for obvious reasons.
Those are insults.
Right. I get kicked out. It's
saying
weird.
That's like saying a racial slur. Never mind. That would be actually applauded. In your neighborhood. It'd be like, I don't know, saying something bad about God, I guess.
Right. Or if I say, tell me where you were on January 6th without telling me you stormed the Capitol, and they're like, well, we did. It's weird.
They'll admit to it.
Yeah. Sarah, how do you do in social settings?
It really depends on the social setting, but most of the time I'm completely awkward. I mean, that's just who I am. But like when I run into people out, like at the supermarket, 9 times out of 10, when that happens, it's the one day I look like I could come out of a People of Walmart, series. Like I go in there, I'm like kind of just all comfy, big sweater, sweatpants, no makeup, nothing. And it's the one time that I walk in like that. And it's like, oh, hey, there's that person that I really don't want to run into. I saw my boss like 2 weeks ago at Publix when I was with Lewis. And I said, no, please don't go that way. Please don't go that way. And I was 30 miles away from my job. Apparently he lives out there. I'm like, great. Now I don't want to go back to that Publix.
Yeah, it's so weird. I hang out with you and Lewis every single Wednesday. But if I were to randomly bump into you guys somewhere, I don't know I don't know that it would be a normal conversation. It would be one of those, hey, I like bread.
I love lamp.
Because, I love lamp. Because we're in this weird, I don't know, awkward situation. Nick, I feel like you do well with it.
Normally, yes. But like with my old jobs, I worked in the bar scene. So I was at the bars and I saw people at the bars. So it's not like I'm really seeing them anywhere else.
But Nick, that's the thing too. Like I can hold court like the best of them at the bar. Yeah. If I see that same person at a Publix or a Target, I'm screwed.
And now I'm in a situation where I work from home and most of my conversations with my clients are through text message. It's amazing. I worked from the pool today. Go on my social medias. It's on Emotional Sport Gay on Instagram. I actually worked at an event this past week, and it was a local pride event, and I ran into one of my clients there. And this client I'd never met in person yet. It was somebody that I've talked to basically for 2 years through like emails and text messages. And I made him in person. He's like introducing himself to me because I didn't know what he looked like. He's like, oh, I just got back from St. Lucia. And I'm like, how's the weather? I didn't know what to say. I'm like, I don't know how to communicate with people anymore, I guess. So I'm starting to get that way, but it's like when we haven't had a chance to discuss this yet, but I met Sarah and Lewis for the first time 2 weeks ago. And I just felt like everything we were like best friends already.
Yeah. Oh, when we're in our environment,
like that was different.
Absolutely.
Scott was a little different without the gimbal, though. You know, he was really quiet. I wasn't sure what was going on.
He was very awkward without something in his hand. So I got my dick out, and then everything was better.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. So actually, before we talk about that, you guys ready for Travels and Tribulations?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Well, I'd like to thank Dane from Big Beautiful Diz for donating 35 cents for that ransom that Scott was holding me for. Unfortunately, Dane also used code ROUNDTABLE19, meaning that took 15% off of his donation, and he only donated 30 cents instead of the required 35 cents. So now, I'm on the run, escaping from Scott's house.
What shall it bring when the gentleman rings on Travels and Tribulations?
For those of you who don't know about Marvin Heemeyer, he lived in the town of Granby, Colorado, and in 2004 he built his own bulldozer. He hated the town he lived in, and so he used this bulldozer to demolish the town hall, the house of a former mayor, and many other buildings there. He ended up being known as Killdozer, and now that's what I'm using in an attempt to destroy Scott's house for him trying to kidnap me. Sorry, let me get this thing turned off here so that you can actually hear what I'm saying. Anyways, normally I would let you know about some weird news update or something here, and I think I found one that might just interest Scott, being a fan of musicals. Apparently, Northwest appeared in a production of The Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl a few weeks back, and gave one of the single worst performances of I Just Can't Wait to Be King.
True.
At least the worst performance anyone's seen on stage since Scott tried to do improv. Clearly, Nippo Babies at their finest, and I wanted to play a clip of that performance, but again, I'm terrified of copyrights and Scott trying to shake me down for more money, so instead, I'm going to reenact what I think the performance sounded like for you here. Wait, when does this thing start? Oh, shoot, it started. I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies be... You just freaking interrupted me. Why'd you interrupt me? Okay. I'm gonna be the main event. Oh, play on words, okay. Like no king was before. I'm brushing up on looking down and working on my roar. Okay, we got... Oh, you MF, you just interrupted me again. What the hell? Oh, okay, I just get... Well, who the hell are all these people? Jeez, I'm walking out of here. What the hell? Oh, looks like my Killdozer just pulled up at a baseball stadium, which I can't stand. I'm just trying to avoid all of that baseball propaganda in June with all the stuff going on. It's ridiculous. I would never walk into a baseball stadium right now, and I absolutely would not be admiring all of the balls and all of the different, I don't know, the bats that they've got in there, and I definitely wouldn't be going to grab a hot dog. I just gotta avoid all that propaganda that's going on here. $2 for a hot dog? Alright, here you go. Is Scott banned from school districts like Joey Chestnut is banned from the hot dog eating competition this year?
Oh, thank you, sophisticated gentlemen. What's really funny is I was going to talk about Joey Chestnut tonight, so here we are.
Wow.
Yeah, so we don't do enough current event pop culture type discussions here. So, like, I want to kind of, we do, maybe.
I was like, what podcast are you listening to?
Yeah, I was like, Remy's Roundtable.
Where he doesn't talk about theme parks. It's a
sex show now, actually.
So Joey Chestnut is in the news, and Sarah and Nick did not. Or Nick definitely did not know who Joey Chestnut was.
I mean, Chestnut's like what you do on a guy every night, right?
I feel like he would be your favorite athlete.
They say Chestnuts.
It's like her pearl necklace there that you had a few weeks ago.
That's essentially the same thing. Pearl necklace and a chestnut.
Yeah.
So Joey Chestnut.
Chestnuts for Scott who can't get it as far.
Listen, I definitely get so backed up I've hit my eye a couple times. Anyway.
And Darren just threw a baseball at the 80-inch screen TV right now, listening to this podcast.
And scene. So
you mentioned him earlier, and I'm like, I have no idea who the hell this is. I had to Google it.
So, Sarah, do you know who Joey Chestnut is?
I briefly read something the other day, yes.
Perfect. So Joey Chestnut is the Michael Jordan of competitive. Okay, Nick, Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player of all time. So Joey Chestnut is like the Tom Brady. Nick,
the Carl Nassib.
Who?
Carl. Oh, come on, first gay football player.
Let's see here.
Don't know him
Nick,
either.
Joey Chestnut is like the Betty Buckley of. Okay. Now you're not even a good gay.
You lost me.
Okay.
Is he like the Cinderella of the Magic Kingdom?
Yes, there you go. So Joey Chestnut is like the Cinderella of the Magic Kingdom of competitive eating. Okay. The greatest of all time. He's won like 18 4th of July Nathan's hot dog eating contests in a row. Well, now he's banned. He is banned from competitive eating because he did a Labor Day, or he's doing a Labor Day eating contest that's not MLE, Major League Eating, or Nathan's Hot Dog sanctioned. So
he's eating when he's not working.
Essentially,
and he got banned?
He's eating in another competition that's not sanctioned.
That's not what I saw.
What did you see?
I saw that Impossible Foods gave him a deal for $1.2 million.
That's part of it too.
Years.
That's part of it too.
And Nathan was like, "No, we don't want that. We don't want that anti-meat shit in our meat shit." so maybe Joey Chestnut's homophobic.
Maybe. Well,
especially with it being during Pride Month and like not swallowing, like
and signing an anti-meat deal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would have rejected that or postponed it to at least July.
And how many hot dogs is he eating in how many minutes?
Oh, I don't know the record. Steve?
Yeah, it's a lot and a little. I would ask my Amazon device, but I don't know how to hook her up to the internet. She just tells me every time.
You probably
makes
unplugged
fun
it.
of me.
I said we don't want you pulling any more plugs because I listened to the last episode. It was rough. I mean, I think I'm more intrigued. I don't know if there's a study out there for how many dicks a guy has sucked in a certain amount of time. So I feel like he shouldn't be disqualified for this.
Whoa.
It's the same thing.
I'm curious as to why you don't know about this competition. I feel like this would be like if there was like a national women's pillow fighting competition. Like I would know
you'd be all about it.
Lingerie
all
football.
The athletes,
Lingerie
right?
football.
Yeah. Like we'd have with the trading cards.
You know what type of shirts they're wearing or not wearing.
Right. So like, why wouldn't you just be like, hey, hot dog eating contest is on. You lock yourself in the room and just enjoy. I don't know.
Well, I like to go slow and essential with my hot dogs. Like,
I see.
Like you watch Lewis live on TikTok, like he just takes his time with his hot dogs. Like if you're just gonna shove them down your throat like that, like a turn off.
He only does that for you and Sean. Because when we sit at home, I look one way and look back and they're gone. So it's only for you guys.
But he didn't order any hot dogs when I was with him, and I was very upset.
Well, you're gonna have to make another trip.
Oh, he will. So Joey Chestnut's record is 44 hot dogs. In
how long?
God damn it. I'm not as good of a researcher as you.
I can eat 44 hot dogs in a year.
Okay. Since 2005, he's eaten over 1,000 hot dogs. And it says that it would stack up to more than double the height of the Statue of Liberty.
Looks like that's it.
Oh, that's a Tuesday for us. He's a little slow
He
there.
like once a year.
Yeah. Amateur. Step back, guys. I'm entering another contest. You can vote for me. You can see me on the 4th of July.
Did you see this? Did you see this quote from Impossible, the brand itself?
No.
It says, "We love Joey and support him in any contest he chooses. It's okay to experiment with a new dog. Meat eaters shouldn't have to be exclusive to just one wiener."
That's
See?
amazing.
That's
Wow.
Sean.
Celebrate Pride Month, everybody. Yeah.
Impossible confirmed ally. I might be a vegan.
I know. I'm cutting out meat now. I can't have any
Whoa,
more Nathan.
wow.
Easy,
This
Lorena
is like-
Bobbitt.
Yeah.
You're coming with all these
Chris,
weird references.
Lorena
tonight, Scott.
Bobbitt is a woman who was charged with cutting her husband's penis off.
Oh,
John
wow.
Bobbitt was back in like the 90s or 80s.
Oh.
Is
that's
that
a weird
legal?
name to remember.
Or not?
As long as it's consensual.
Okay.
So,
I don't want to Google that.
so Joey Chestnut also ate 55 glazed donuts in 8 minutes. I feel like that's not a lot.
55. So, okay, so think about a dozen. So do 55 divided by 12, which is, of course,
Math.
Alex, enter the answer there.
4.58333333, and so on and so forth.
Lewis is like, that's no big deal. I get a glazed donut every Friday.
I don't know what that means, actually. That's the first
Sarah
innuendo I don't
knows.
think I've understood.
Sarah made a face. She knows.
Is it an innuendo, or does he actually get a donut?
Listen,
Wait, if he's good, do you get him a donut? Or are you the donut? I'm very confused.
Well,
No, I don't know.
Sarah,
I don't know
it's
what
your
he's talking
opportunity
about.
to speak.
no, I'm just going to leave it to the imagination, I suppose.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
Oh my gosh.
Chris, I'm starting to
Okay.
think that you may not be. Maybe this isn't your child. Do you know where babies come from, and about sex and all that? I feel like we need to educate you because we don't know what a pearl necklace is.
I don't think I don't see the similarities between anything sexual and a donut.
Okay,
A donut?
glazed.
It's a
glazed one.
it's a hole in it.
It is a hole.
What when you eat a glazed donut with all of that
Yeah.
glory, the shine that it
Yeah.
has,
Uh-huh.
don't you have to kind of do one of those to your mouth because all the glaze
No,
is
I'm very
now
efficient. No,
Yeah.
I'm very efficient.
okay?
Look at me. I'm
He's-
very efficient.
He's a professional.
Well,
Nothing
seen-
gets wasted.
I eat like Genghis Kong over here, and so I get the glaze all over my face. Very similar to
Oh, you're in the facials.
what my face may look like after other
Yeah.
acts.
What are you talking about? Genghis Khan?
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, I just shove stuff in my mouth. You know, like
Happy Pride
Actually,
Month.
shoving stuff in your mouth. Yeah. Great segue. You can buy our new NNF Pride 2024 design on TeePublic right now on nonewfriendspodcast.com.
right here.
Right
There
there.
you go.
For people who aren't watching, Scott is holding up a hat to the screen.
Oh boy.
And you know what, guys? Actually, since it is Pride Month, I think it is time for you to move. I'm gay.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
Damn it, the aspect ratio, the videos are messed up, Nick. I'm sorry. The screen looks great, and the video's hard.
That's homophobic.
It's so homophobic. I'll fix it while
Oh
you're
my gosh,
talking.
it's like glittery. I love it.
I know, isn't it great? I'll fix it when you're talking.
Wait a second. You get excited about glittery, and you don't know who Betty Buckley is.
Annie Oakley?
Well, I mean, maybe she played Annie Oakley, but I know she played Hello Dolly, or she played Dolly.
Annie got her gun?
She's Broadway.
So it's Pride Month, and I missed the first 2 episodes of Pride Month, so I apologize for that. I was out being very gay.
Yeah, are you homophobic?
I might be. I might be. I think that's. I used to hate Pride for the past probably 5 years, honestly.
Oh, so you are homophobic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just probably the festival itself, just because I worked in the gay bar scene for 8 years, and
It's like so overplayed.
it was a job. It was a job. It was, yeah. The gays are a job and their drama.
I've met gays who hate gay people.
Oh yeah,
they're like they're just too much for me.
we are a little
like Sarah. Sarah
sometimes.
hates women. We talked about this last week.
And I went to my first little Pride event actually this past weekend, and it was weird being out in the gay scene again after being out of it for 7 years almost since Piper's been born. And seeing the same people it's kind of going back to what we talked about earlier and seeing people that you know in public. I saw these people at this festival that I used to run into in the bars. Some of them have not aged well over the past 7 years.
Oh no.
Some of them you can tell still go to the bars every single night. And that's why they can't afford a vacation like I do. So quit going to the bars and go on vacation. Just
there you go.
Live your life. So I didn't really have much to cut in just besides I'm just excited that it is Pride Month, and I'm actually super excited this year that we get to take Piper out to the festival. Is coming up this weekend. So rainbow is literally her favorite color. So it's awesome to
that's cute.
Take her out, and just the support that we continue to keep getting from people in the world essentially has been so amazing. Like we were down in Florida with you guys, and it was just so much fun seeing the girls hanging out and it's just living a normal life. And your girls didn't look at us any differently. And Abby just was probably asking questions because she's like,
no, that's the thing, Nick, because I mean, she listens to certain things.
What's it about a relationship, Nick? That's what she did ask me that. No.
It means you're out and proud. You tell everybody. Yes. No, it's so funny. We've never really had this specific conversation of, do you know what gay is? We've never really had that, but she knows what it is, and she does. It's just a part of life for her. It's not anything that she looks at differently. She knows that daddy and her stepmom wear rainbow, and so we support it. And she knows what the rainbow is. Like she's 12. She knows. There's not in middle school you can say gay in Florida. It's in elementary school you can't. Yeah. So
you guys are getting progressive.
So yeah, it's cool seeing the that generational thing, because again, when I was in school, if we found out that someone was gay, it was either one, oh my gosh, it's a shock, or maybe it looked different, whatever. To kids nowadays, a way of life.
Yeah, and seeing so many different families and everything, and it's just it's awesome to have that support no matter where we go. And we were in a hotel a few months ago, and the lady there she didn't bat an eye at us. She's like, whoever's doing her hair is doing an amazing job. Like, she just treated it normal, and I love that. So it's awesome to see how far we have come as a society.
We have a long way to go.
Our struggles.
Yeah,
we got a long way to go.
I do enjoy watching how far you come, though, Nick.
Yeah.
I told you I hit my eye.
It's an inspiration to me, and I'm sure many others in your area.
Yeah.
Did Piper have a good time?
She had such a great time, and she loves. It's so funny seeing her out now, like in public settings, like hanging out with other kids. Like, she did not, like, we were too cool for her. Like, I tried pulling her back from Abby at one point, and she kept holding on to Abby's hand like the whole time at the park. So it was so cute.
Oh.
And then I tried to ask her, I'm like, do you want something to eat? And she's like, no, daddy. Yeah. Just the little attitude she gets now with having a personality. It's so amazing to see. But she loved hanging out with the girls and riding the rides. And I know we had a few breakdown moments where she was crying because she wanted to ride a ride with one kid.
Yeah, that was the biggest challenge. Is you go on a 2-seater ride, and she's the youngest, so she has to pretty much go with one of the older girls. But it was cool, and it was cool also to you guys are going to take this the wrong way and be weird about it, but to see the diversity of the girls, and it was just. There was no,
because you're not used to seeing that
in Florida.
In Florida,
it's like that's yeah.
We try to keep them separated here, but it didn't.
Scott's Scott's taking pictures and sending his friends. Hey, look at this.
It's something that it's like it's just to kids, and especially kids growing up now, this I guess Generation Alpha and the Gen Zers, it doesn't matter, man. It's just friends are friends, and those four girls just met, and you would have thought they'd been best friends forever. It was really cool to see, and much different ages too, because you have 12, 11. Sarah, what's your youngest age? 9?
9.
And then 6. And they all got along like best friends. It was really cool.
Well, I was just saying,
girl, mom and dads.
I was just saying yesterday that
We're all girl dads.
We are all girl dads.
Sophia kept looking for Piper and like trying to make sure she's like, looking around and trying to reach for her to make sure. And I'm like, she's over here. Okay. Just making sure. I'm just checking for her, and they really did have so much fun. And Sophia was on TikTok the other day and she was saying, oh, I'm watching Abby's video. Like they have each other's numbers. They're on each other's TikToks, then it really is awesome because they ask already, when are we going to get back together with them? And, they did have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Let them know that Abby's not going to be answering any phone calls for the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
She's got a little bit of trouble.
Hey, before we get off the topic of Pride Month and Moo Hum Gay, so the other day I got a package at my doorstep, and
Happy Pride Month.
It was
It was just
it was
or was it
actually very
Slutsky's
wholesome.
dick in a box?
Wow, it was actually very wholesome, Scott. So this was
Wow.
That was very. I gotta take a second. So it was addressed to Baby Yob, my daughter, who's 4 weeks old. Right. So no, it was not a penis in a box, Scott. Or Nick from Sandpiper Vacations with his penis as well. It was a gift, a precious gift for my daughter, who is not even a month old. Anyway, so I opened it up, and there was no note in it from who it was from, but the two books that were sent, I knew exactly who it was from. So it's like, I bet you they bought them, or it's like, I don't need to put a note in here anyway, because they will know exactly. It was a book on anxiety. And it was a book on, it's called My Shadow is Pink, correct? Right?
Did it get you pink or purple? I think
No,
it
My
was
Shadow is Pink.
That's the first one.
Jesus.
And
I didn't know who it was from.
and it's a book about a little boy who, I didn't read the whole thing yet, but I flipped through the pages because I love pictures. And he's in a very masculine household, but he loves the color pink. He loves dancing. He loves theater and this and that. And by the end of the book, his very masculine looking dad is walking with him with a tutu, because it's like, you shouldn't be confined to social norms. If you like this, if you like to wear a tutu, if you like to dance, if you like the color pink, just like it. It's okay. And then, of course, the other book was about anxiety, but it was Inside Out 2, where she gets older and she's introduced to anxiety. I think it's called Good Night Anxiety.
Yeah.
And have you read it yet, Nick?
We just got a copy. Yeah, we just Pepper and I just read it last night.
So,
together.
spoiler alert: the package was from Nick and Sean. Thank you so much.
Yes.
But it was. I loved it because it was such a personal gift. A lot of people get books and it's just like, touch the dinosaur or whatever. And it's like different scales and
Nick sent me that
stuff,
book.
and it's like
It was just a picture of his penis.
Again, we're talking about my infant daughter.
Well, it's. I'm also just trying to push my gay agenda on the
which is welcome to your New Jersey. If it might have been confiscated at the border if you had it to
You would
Scott.
have never made it here. Yeah.
But yeah,
The
no,
gaydar in the USP, the post office is like, no, gay.
But seriously, Nick, thank you so much to you and Sean. Super thoughtful gift, and I really can't wait to. I'm happy that you'll have diverse books like that on both of them. Seriously, on two totally different spectrums, but two things that need to be talked about, and that the stigma needs to be broken on those two topics.
Exactly. Like when we found the first book, the My Shadow is Pink, I read it for the first time with Piper, sobbing, because I'm like, this book hit me so hard. It was something that I wanted to hear as a child, that it's okay to play with Barbies. It's okay to be a boy and like dancing and music and all that. And it's awesome that we have these types of books out there, and it sucks that there's a state like Florida is taking these types of books out of libraries and education and stuff. It's not pushing any sort of agenda. It's just saying everybody's normal. Like it's not religious.
Absolutely.
It has nothing to do with religion, and it goes back to that. And,
real quick with the books.
And I love
real
that
quick with the books. I had to fill out a form. Giving the school permission for my daughter to check out any book at the library. And like, if there were titles that I did not want her to check out, I had to include the titles.
Yeah. You know what? I forget it. I'm a history major, so I shouldn't, but wasn't there another time in history where books were confiscated and like destroyed or something?
There was.
I don't know. Probably not. Yeah.
Sarah, do you know?
Was there? Yeah, I think there might have been. I don't know.
think of, a couple instances, I'm sure.
Yeah. Maybe Google it. I don't know. Kind of weird, though.
Yeah.
Can I attempt to say something extremely serious and somber and not ruin the episode?
Sure, we can.
Today
isn't live.
Go ahead, Mr. Scott.
Okay. I'm going to try. Okay. So while we're talking about Pride Month, today is June 12th. So it's Pride Day. It's also Pulse Remembrance Day here in Orlando. So for the friends and family of the 49 who lost their lives on June 12th, 8 years ago, we love you. Thoughts and prayers are with you.
Nick's on the mic, so it's time to take notice. And if you don't like it, that's homophobic. Stay the hell out of his way. Move, I'm gay.
So Nick, you missed 2 weeks ago because you were here. Mm-hmm. Excused absence because we got to hang out.
I didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I know you guys talked about it on the podcast that Sean and I surprised you. Surprised to those listening right now that we surprised them, but kind of not a surprise too.
We talked about. I'm so glad that you guys were here on the timing that you were here, and we talked about it a little bit on the episode last week, but more on the YouTube 2 weeks ago. I was in a weird, weird place mentally, and seeing you guys, even though I definitely wasn't myself. I mean, you guys all knew that.
We could all tell that you weren't yourself.
It was just really good to see you guys, and really good to hang out. It definitely kind of helped move me out of that.
You're better now, Scott?
Yeah. I'm not 100%, but
you're such a piece of shit. You hit rock bottom and you're almost already better. We have to deal. We've hit rock bottom. What, 2-3 years old mentally, and then we're still trying to get back out. Scott's like, yeah, I'm almost 100%.
Yeah.
Not 100%, maybe like 90.
39 years later, here I am still trying to get out of rock bottom.
We talked about this on After Dark. It's something that it's just different for me. Like, I can go through periods, never as long as what I went through and what I'm going through right now, but it's usually a day, and then I'm like, okay, rub some dirt in it, let's move on. And that's easy for me to do. Or maybe it's creating what I'm in right now because I just rub some dirt on it and move on. I don't know. Yeah. Or maybe just the situations that have me down are more complex than what I really thought, and they've just been continuing to go. And so that's why I'm not 100% yet. I don't know.
Complexes in like the birth of a human being. Complex.
It's not even that anymore. That's the thing. It's not even. It may have started as that, but it's not even that anymore. It's okay. If we're gonna be real for a second, it's nothing to do with the birth of your child. It's you have a change in your life. It's my wife's got a change in her life. It's my son's got a change in his life. It's everybody.
Good for her. She has a side piece now.
I wish she would. She deserves one, man. She really does.
Yeah.
But everybody's either moving forward or there's exciting things happening, and I'm happy for everybody. But for me, I feel very stagnant. And maybe this is part of the midlife crisis. Maybe that's what this is. And it's just kind of hitting me. So it's like, I just feel stagnant right now. And I think that's the root cause of everything.
Yeah, I get that. It's like my life's been on an uphill climb, and a lot of my friends around me are like going downhill right now. So we definitely noticed it. I know Sarah and I even talked on the side, and we're like trying to figure out what we can do to help. And I think for us, we all understand having mental anxiety and all that too. So, but I'm glad that we were able to surprise you. Darren was in on it. Chris was in on it. Unfortunately, he had to have a baby and couldn't make
I totally
it,
forgot all about it. When you sent me that, when you sent me the picture, Nick, I was like, I pretended like it was normal because I forgot that.
No,
that it was a surprise.
He said that on the episode. He goes, "Did I miss a conversation where you said you were going to be coming down?" He had no idea.
I was just playing it off.
We invited Chris.
He did.
We planned it like maybe 2 months in advance or something. We invited him. We're like, I know you're gonna have a baby, but
just wanted to send the invite.
Just want to
imagine if I said yes.
Do you want to leave your baby?
It would have been fine. She would have understood.
I gotta run out for some milk real quick.
I'll be back in 3 days.
You say it was cow milk.
And the funny thing is, our original plan was literally to like fly in that morning and surprise you at the parks, like in front of the camera and everything, and literally just fly out that night.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And we were gonna do this whole like marketing scheme thing, and then Sean was like, I have 3 days off in a row that week. So we ended up turning it into a 3-night trip.
And I'm so glad you did that. I'm so glad you did it that way because, you know, the girls were able to meet each other ahead of time, and getting to see that drone show was so badass.
It's like Sean and I, before we went, we always, every time we go to Disney, we always make a list of top kind of priority things that we want to do. And for us, it was a drone show. So I was texting Darren a few days before, and I'm like, Darren, this is, I think this is where we should try to have him meet, because he has not been out to see it yet. And I'm like, this would be perfect. And then we get there that day.
What's funny, Nick, is Rachel must have known about it too, because I kept wanting to go to see the drone show that weekend, and I kept trying to tell her, hey, let's go see the drone show. She's like, why don't we do that during the middle of the week? You know, the weekend's going to be busy, you know, and I dismissed it. I just think, she doesn't want to do anything. She just glug, 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 glug.
Well, and then when it's like backing up too, originally I just included kind of Darren. I'm like, I need one person to like kind of be in the know. So Darren, like for like a month, I'm like, okay, do we know any plans yet? I'm like, try not to do Universal. Like we want to do Disney this trip because we had special tickets that we had to use. And he's like, Sarah and Lewis are out that week. I was like, oh shit. So I messaged Sarah and I'm like, hey, like, don't know what your plans are for after Memorial Day, but if you can try to make it to the parks, there might be a surprise guest.
Oh.
So I don't know if I'm assuming you caught on to it then, but
not instantaneously. But then you were there. What? A couple days later.
Tuesday.
Yeah. So I was immediately like, okay, well, I'll try and figure something out. I'll ask permission to take the girls out of school that day. We'll figure it out. And it was actually a lot easier than I thought. So we're very happy it worked out.
Yeah, it was a fun time. It was nice actual surprise, essentially, and nice to get us all together, because we've hung out with Scott, but not with Darren, or not met Sarah or Lewis yet. And I mean, Lewis and I kind of arranged the bathroom for a while.
It was a super fun day. And you know, we were going to stay longer, but, you know, we had to come back to record. And then at 8:06, Chris canceled on us. It was, it was a weird, you know, we all cut our day short.
I did not cut my day short. I can tell you that much. I was up very late that night.
And then, so that was your excused absence, Nick. You also had an unexcused absence. Yeah. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, what
easy with the chair,
was,
Chris. Chris is rolling back in his chair, and all I see is flashbacks.
He's going to pull the cord. There's cords falling already.
What?
Trying to be discreet. You weren't saying that last night at my house. Good God, is Mary on tonight?
I just want some water, guys. Shoot me.
We got distractions left and right up there.
Some water.
Are you drinking canned water?
It's the best. It's so expensive, though. I'm in so much debt from canned water.
So I'm speaking of canned water, actually. So I was at a conference last week in Vegas, and I talked about it before on a previous podcast that I got accepted to this elite travel advisor conference that basically is a career changer for me. It's a business changer, life changer. We basically were speed dating for 2 days straight at this conference. Yeah, so it was a very odd layout, but everybody that I talked to, like, we all loves the conference. It was a very unique for the travel industry, and it's one that
so was this a travel conference or a gay hookup conference?
We won't talk about the hookup on the air, but there was one.
Just don't understand how speed dating plays.
So normally at these travel conferences, it's usually just a big ballroom with a presenter from like the cruise line or something like that. There is a big ballroom. Sometimes they have 2 balls, Scott. Yeah,
I can't. You ever dabble into the little ballroom?
Sometimes. I'm okay with all balls are equal.
Not mine.
I've been with a 1 baller. It happens. So this conference, normally at a travel conference that I've been to, it's normally just like a big ballroom with a big presenter from the cruise lines, like Royal Caribbean or something like that. And then there's usually like a little trade show with just tons of booths. And if you've ever been to a trade show,
boobs.
Well, that too.
I was going to say, how do you become a travel agent?
Oh, boobs.
And if you want to become a travel agent, yeah.
Chris, it's so funny where our minds went
completely,
because they were 2 different places, but not the place that was supposed to. You went booze, I went boobs.
I went booth. I got you, Nick.
Thank you. Oh, Jesus Christ.
She heard blonde.
Yeah. Normally it's maybe like 50 different suppliers, and they'll just have, you just walk by, grab some information, and that's it. This one was the complete opposite. So instead of at a normal travel conference that I've been to, normally there's like 1,000 travel agents and maybe 50 suppliers there. This one, there was 134 travel agents there and 160 suppliers.
Whoa.
Wow.
So,
was Excellence there?
Excellence was there.
Drug suppliers or?
They were there, but in a different format.
Gotcha.
They have a new company that I'm working with that I can book Excellence through now.
The drug dealers?
No, it's a resort.
Oh, the vacation destination.
The vacation that he did not book through travel agent.
Yeah. What a homophobe.
That. It was it was a very sad moment. Yeah. This is why I'm still going downhill, guys. I have clients that don't book through me. So this conference, we had the ballroom with the 250 plus people in there with some big presentations. So we had a big breakfast. We had a dinner one night that was sponsored by Princess Cruise Lines, and it was an 80s theme night. Fun. So we all had fun dressing up in 80s, and they were playing some 80s music, and we just rocked out with our cocks out.
Literally,
yeah. It's what you do at a travel conference, right? And then the next day we had these one-on-one meetings. So
I'm sure you did.
For 2 days straight, I had my own little table set, and
that was pretty sick.
Amongst
I like seeing the pictures.
Yeah,
of your
so
table.
all the travel agents. This time, all the travel agents had a booth.
Not a booth.
Yeah, booth. So this time, all the travel agents essentially had a booth, and the suppliers came to us. So they scheduled appointments with us directly, one-on-one. I had 52 appointments.
Wow,
in 2
because
days.
of Pride Month, dude. You did it. You pandered.
Because of Pride Month.
You pandered, and you know it.
You slapped a rainbow on your logo, and
I crushed it.
MFing sellout. I'm here for it. Speaking of which, make sure you get our 2024 NNF Pride merchandise. It's a really cool logo. It's a simple logo this year.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that at all yet.
You can get that on newfriendspodcast.com.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for cutting me off there again, Mr. Scott.
I just wanted to talk about the Pride logo.
Sure. So the way they set it up, it was like 3 hours in there, and each meeting was 6 minutes. There was a timer on a screen with 6 minutes. Once that 6 minutes was up, they played music that was super fucking loud because I was right next to the speaker. And it was awful. And of course, they put the gay in the corner. Come on. Can we talk about that? My table was all the way in the corner. And I did have it decked out like super rainbow, super gay. And it was awesome. Everybody loved it. They loved my decorations. So yeah, it was literally speed dating. It was 6 minutes of meeting with new suppliers, new destinations. So some of the awesome ones that I got to work with or meet were some new resorts down in Mexico, Hawaii. There was a couple new ones I checked out virtually, essentially. And then this older lady comes up to me wearing this bright green dress with a red checkered hat, and it said Croatia. So they kind of...
Is that still a country?
It is. So they kind of told us before this conference that you will meet one person at these meetings that you weren't planning to meet that would kind of change your life. And this lady changed my life. She literally came up to my table. She noticed the pride stuff right away. She must have had notes ahead of time because they could look at our profiles to schedule meetings with us.
You're one of them gays.
She's like, what's it like to be gay? No, she comes up. She says, I have a product for you. We have a gay cruise once a year. It's this little it's not a cruise liner. I forget. It's basically just like a big yacht, basically. And it's like 32 people occupancy.
That's it.
And she's like, basically like, Croatia loves the gays. If you've not been there, she's like, I want to get you here. We can send you in August on one of our 4-night sailings. So I literally after this meeting with her, I messaged Sean. I was like, Google Croatia. We're going there.
That's where they shot a lot of Game of Thrones. Did she tell you that?
Really?
Yeah,
No.
It's beautiful there.
Well, we only had 6 minutes, so I was just like falling in love with her outfit and everything, her little ensemble she had, and just how much she loved the gays. And for me, like a lot of travel agencies we're all in this business for the same reason. We like to travel. For me, I like to support companies that are supporting me. And for her to come up to me right away, first thing, and show me that they do a gay sailing every single year and it sells out every single year. And she's like, if you want to have your own group together, you can put your own gay cruise together. That's fine. We'll do it. And her to literally sit there and invite me to Croatia was just like game changing.
That's so cool.
Like, so I messaged Sean afterwards. She's like, send him this video. She's like, I want your husband to come with you. So I sent him this YouTube video and he's like, book it.
That's awesome.
The bad news is I went online to look at flights, and it is $5,000 for flights to Croatia per person.
Oh,
God.
Per person.
I know why she ran
I was
up to
like,
you.
thank you. Yeah. She's like, the gays got the money. She's like, they will come visit us. So we are in first class. No, we're not going, unfortunately, but I'm excited. She was super awesome. I've already messaged her, and she's going to invite me some other time. Basically, anytime I want to come out there, I have an open invite to go visit their island and tour around. She's got other people that can show me around that island or the destination as well. So it's not an island. So yeah, it was an amazing conference, and I was supposed to fly back that afternoon. Unfortunately, Southwest Airlines changed my flights, and I was not able to make it. So Darren.com.
They also changed my first class to regular seats.
Well, if you would have asked our travel advisor before spending money, you wouldn't have had that problem.
Yeah.
I would have told you no, don't do it. So it was awesome. It was a life-changing conference. I still have a lot to process. I literally have what we called the Bible, and it was 140 pages of all these new suppliers and destinations to work with. So if you want to book any vacation around the world, basically my new philosophy is I can customize any trip for you. It's not just cruises anymore. It's not just all-inclusive resort. I can customize the world now.
Just not trips to Idaho.
Actually, I think Idaho was on the list. So.
In about 15 years, I'll get back to you, Nick.
They ran up to me right away because they're like, dude, you are promoting us hard. Like, our sales are through the roof right now.
Nick booked one vacation to Idaho. Our sales are increased 100%. Oh, that's funny. Chris, how's 13?
Disrespectful, first of all, because she's sick this week, and you're degrading her by calling her 13 because we call her 11. 13's an unlucky number. But anyway, I'll look past that. She's sick this week. She's sick. She's got the snuffle. She's got a bit of a cold, and she didn't poop for 8 days, which is a new record for her. She's been alive. So she's been alive 4 weeks, and half of her life has been constipated.
That's
but she's like very comfortable.
Yeah,
she's a very
awful.
comfortable, constipated person.
Oh.
You press her stomach. I was massaging the shit out of her stomach, but actually I wasn't because she didn't poop. So I was massaging her stomach very, very hard, doing the little massages. I was like YouTubing all these how to poop, and I was doing these little bicycle things with her legs, and doing all these different things. And she just would not poop. When I say we, Emily took her to the doctor. I actually had a meeting. I had a meeting and it was the one day that we had to take our daughter to the doctors. Yeah, I won 37-5. It's a safety and a field goal, but whatever. She was prescribed.
Remy in chat
Sure.
says I want to hire somebody to rub my stomach to go poop. Yeah, they're called prostitutes.
So Emily takes her to the doctors, and the doctor was like, "No, that's totally fine. Like, she doesn't need to poop all the time." It's like, that's great because I don't like changing the diapers. So as long as she's okay, that's great. Now I noticed she was very bloated looking, and like so much so that the diapers wouldn't go on right. And I was like, "This looks really bad." And that's what made me call the doctor in the first place. Turns out she's just a little fat. She's a little fat, just punching up. So she's eating great.
Takes after that.
She's eating great. She knows what a McDonald's bag looks like now, actually. Like, true story, my dog actually does. Anyway, so she suggested an ounce of prune juice a day and a suppository. You know what a suppository is, Nick? You probably know what a suppository is.
Oh yeah. I was going to ask you if you did the Q-tip method.
So I did the cotton ball method and I did the thermometer method. Wasn't phased by either one.
What?
Just
cotton ball?
Stick a thermometer up there.
Yeah, you stick the thermometer up there with Vaseline, right? And the cotton ball, you just rub it around with hot water, and just to try to make it relax her. Didn't care. Didn't phase her. She peed all over my hand, though.
Let's say, did you try poppers? Can you give that to a kid?
I did ask the doctor. I was like, so my friend
has something that listens to his butthole.
Not sure how legal or safe this is, but he does know a thing or two about opening said anus.
Yeah.
So she said use a suppository. So what did I do?
Did you put one in yourself?
No. Listen to this. I love doing this. Thank you, Gaming for Christians. I get knocked down and get up again. We're talking about a baby being constipated. You put that. Okay. That was in chat just now.
Hold on. Gaming for Christians. What's your favorite game? I need to
Call
know
of Judas
what
3.
Call of Judas.
So
hold on. Gaming for Christians. I've never seen you here before, so welcome on in. I just want to introduce us real quick, okay? My name's Scott. I've had 2 children out of wedlock. Also, we have Nick. He's gay.
That's me.
Just saw the Biden falling video. Oh, awesome. And then Sarah's Jewish.
I'm Catholic.
And
I'm a Christian.
Chris is Catholic, so you guys can be best friends.
Yeah, but I like the new Pope.
We all like the new Pope.
So anyway, that's cool though. Gaming for Christians. That's great. So what do I do? The suppository. Am I going to do it? Is Emily going to do it? Who's going to do it? All right. My sister, of course, who's a nurse. She's visiting that day. I was like, hey, you want to do a suppository? She's like, I do those like every day. That's fine. I was like, yeah, please. So Remy said, in my religion is a straight up weird. We stream every Wednesday, Gaming for Christians. Wednesdays at 8. Please jump back in. So I had my sister do the suppository, and I was out at Walmart. I was not in the house. I did not want to be around that mess, literal mess. They had to put a training pad down, like for dogs, and just shit everywhere. Allegedly, I didn't see it. I was not in the house. So she shit 3 or 4 times that day. Guess how many diapers I had to change that day? Absolutely
0.
none.
Yeah.
Absolutely none.
Yeah, you've definitely outsourced parenting to your sister
and my mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, do you want to change your diaper? You don't have to. She's like, oh, no, that's fine. It's fine. It's great. By all means. Just hand her off and they change the diaper.
Your daughter's going to be 3 years old and you'll still have no idea how to change a diaper.
No, to this day, I have to like read the instructions just to make sure I'm doing it right. Every diaper I put on when I change her is in the bottom of her left leg. Like it just falls off. And it is in the bottom of the left leg hole of her. Yeah, it never stays on. It never stays on. But Yeah, so I outsourced that to my sister and mom, which was great. You know what 8 days of poop looks like? Neither do I, because I didn't have to change the diaper. But so she's good. She has a cold right now. She's got very congested. And I hate to say this. I really hate to say this. But I love using that little squeezy thing to get the boogies out of the nose.
Isn't it satisfying?
Oh my God. Oh,
yeah.
I get that little plunger thing. I sit there for like 5 minutes. And Emily's like, she's been screaming for 5. Why are you still doing it? I was like, I just got to get every single I have to get every single thing out. I know there's I know there's another one in there. Like, it's just so deep. And she's just screaming her head off.
It's like a good, like,
I've been using it on myself.
tool.
I haven't blown my nose in like a week. I've been using it on myself. I actually found an adult one. It's like 3 feet wide. You have to like inflate it and you can use it on yourself. So Emily has this thing, and I tried it once and I was threw up. Emily has this thing. It's made by
the snot sucker.
Yes.
Sean
it's
gags
disgusting
every time.
Oh, it's disgusting. It's a straw with a filter essentially, and you stick it in their nose. You go, and you suck.
No.
And she did it, and I used it once. I was like, never again. You're gonna stay congested, little girl. And then I found the little old school 1950s aspirator thing. And oh my gosh, I could sit there for an hour and do that. And she's screaming. I don't even hear her screaming. I just hear the and I'm like, it's so satisfying. I might start an ASMR baby nose boogie sucking aspirator channel, which actually is probably not safe. I will not do that. I did not put that out on the internet. But
speaking of, sorry,
go ahead.
I've gone down this rabbit hole on Facebook of like people throwing, like rolling jars downstairs.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Or the soda bottles, or the balloons, like just
like
watching
slow motion ones.
But hearing that glass break and shatter and the tower of jars falls.
The OCD in me is like, how do they clean this up? I just call my mom or my sister.
You were saying?
I wasn't saying anything, I don't think.
Yeah, you were about to say.
I was talking about how much I love sucking the boogies out of my daughter's nose with the aspirator. And I hate the straw. The straw's disgusting. Even with a filter. You couldn't give me 10 filters.
That thing was amazing.
Oh, it's the best.
And Sean gagged every single time.
Oh, not the straw thing. No. So
you guys doing it on each other?
With the,
wait, are we still talking about?
What are we talking about?
The
Pride Month.
The worst thing, and
Happy Pride Month.
I'm getting better every use, but with the aspirators, you go to use it, you suck out. I accidentally just shoot it back at her face sometimes, just and the boogies just go all over her face, and then I have to wipe it. It's bad, but I'm getting better. Day by day. It is like I will
Chris
be sad.
is gonna be so sad when she starts feeling better.
I know. I don't want her to be sick, but I hope she has allergies.
The next time Emily has a sneeze, Chris is gonna come around the corner with the little baby thing. Here, lay back, Emily.
I kid you not. This is not satire. I took her into the nursery and I started doing the sucky thing on her nose. And Emily went to the bathroom, and she comes back out of the bathroom. She comes in the nursery. She's, why are you still doing this? It's been like 5 minutes. It's like I still hear. I still hear. I was like, break out the nose sucker. You got to get the rest out. And there was a big one in there, and it's like, oh yes, you got it. It's like it's so much fun.
Now, Chris, don't forget you do have to clean that thing out.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. Every few weeks,
he goes, it's a mom, and
it's
his mom.
I got to wait for my mom to visit. I swear, someone needs to create a diaper with Velcro on for the dads. Actually, they all essentially have Velcro on them.
Yeah. Happy Father's Day, guys! This is the Father's Day episode. Wow. We didn't do anything special this.
Thank you.
This was Father's Day. But I call Nick Daddy every other week. I don't.
Well, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day,
you guys.
guys.
Have any? Thank you, and tell Lewis Happy Father's Day. Anybody got any plans?
Yeah, I'm going to hang out with my dad and my stepdad. Not my stepdad, my father-in-law. Oh my gosh, I don't have a stepdad. It's my dad and my. It's Emily. It's Emily's stepdad.
Emily's stepdad.
Yeah, Emily's stepdad.
Okay,
and then my father-in-law. That's how that works.
Nick, what about you?
We are. Sean is working It is also Pride weekend, so I'll be out at Pride stuff. But we're probably planning to go, I think, to the movies with Piper that night.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Piper,
nice.
She's at that age now where she's like, I want to get you something for Father's Day, but it's a surprise for both of us.
It's like a rock.
Oh, so she's probably gonna get a rock or a flower or something.
Which is cool.
It's one of those years. So it's kind of that first year where she's like super excited about it, but also, I took her to the store today. I'm like, do you want to pick out something for Papa? So I let her pick something out, and she's like, do I get a present too? I'm like, well, shit. I mean, if I want to be Father of the Year, I have to get her a present. So.
Yeah, true.
So I got her one.
That's great.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm either going to go to my sister's to hang out with my dad, or we're going to go to Universal because we want to see the Epic Universe Preview Center.
Oh, cool.
So we don't know yet.
Cool.
We don't know yet. Sarah, other than oral, do you guys have any plans on Sunday?
That might be the only plan because time just passes so quickly. I forgot when it was. So now that you bring it up, I'm going to start planning as soon as the episode's over.
Awesome.
I mean, speaking of like Father's Day, though, real quick, it was awesome to see the three of us in person and seeing us being parents. So, and just off the air, it's like on air, we joke about it, and a lot of stuff that happens in our lives too is very entertaining. But seeing you guys as parents was just in a happy place. I want to say it was awesome to see you guys in person and being amazing parents that you are. So and we can see it through Chris's pictures that he sends to us how amazing my dad that you are.
I got all the bad stuff.
Especially the Photoshop one.
Those are the best. That shows what kind of dad you truly are, and I love seeing it.
Chris, you got any Cliff Notes?
I do.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
So Nick is finally back, and everyone's super excited. I can assure you no one is more excited than me, who needed a break after a 14-day bender. I need to sit on a rubber donut for the next month. Scott finally let the gay guy on the podcast for the first time during Pride Month. After this episode airs, most of his neighbors will probably unfriend him on Facebook. Speaking of Pride Month, Scott and I had a long discussion about it on the phone. We both said that we're going to a Pride event, so we exchanged photos, and I was wearing a shirt with like a little rainbow in the pocket. Scott sent me a picture wearing a white robe. I guess we were showing our pride in different things.
Oh.
Nick said that he was sorry that he missed the last few episodes during Pride Month. Something he didn't miss the last couple of weeks was every gay man's asshole within 20 square miles of him. This is really bad. Nick and Scott were talking about how excited they were for the show. So bad. Sorry, it's so bad. Nick and Scott said how excited they were for the drone show at Disney. You know who wasn't excited for the drone show? People in the Middle East, literally every day of Obama's presidency.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that's going to get us the yellow dollar sign for sure.
Oh, man. I don't know why I went right there.
Oh my God.
Nick said he
That's
didn't.
not the first time I've thought of it either. Every time I hear drone, I'm like,
Oh, shit.
Nick said after 6 minutes, they played music to let them know that they're done. After 6 seconds, Rachel doesn't need music to know that Scott's done. It's very original of me. And lastly, so Scott didn't go to the parks today for the first time in a while. Now, for those of you who don't know, him and Lewis actually got into a physical altercation, and that's why they didn't go today. Now, if you don't believe me, you can actually Google the fight. It's online. You can find it by searching illegal alien versus predator. And those are my Cliff Notes.
It's been quite the show. A lot of stuff's happened, so nothing can stop this little boy from recapping the day the Chris's Cliff's Notes way.
Thank you so much, Chris. We're not going to load up phone calls today. It's been kind of a little bit of a longer episode. And honestly, I don't feel like dealing with it tonight.
Yes. Love you, Lewis.
He didn't hear it because he's playing Need for Speed and the music is over the podcast. You missed a joke about yourself.
Lewis, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Priorities, I guess.
I thought of Alien versus Predator joke in the shower the other day, and then when you guys didn't stream today, I was like, oh, perfect. Perfect. Get it all together. Everything's adding up now.
Sarah, where can our listeners find you?
You can find me at Super Sarah 94 on the TikTok and Old Soul Thrift on the Instagram.
Nick?
You can find me at Emotional Support Gay Nick on Instagram and Sandpiper Vacations on all social media platforms.
Chris?
You can find me on TikTok at Chris Yob NNF, and you can find me on Instagram at Chris Yob.
And you can connect with all of our social media links right there on our website, nonewfriendspodcast.com. While you're there, check out our sweet merchandise, including this new Muppet logo with all of us as Muppets. It's super badass. We've got new NNF hats. They're amazing. Also, while you're there, join our clubhouse. Become a friend with benefits. That's our Patreon. For as low as $2 a month, you get all sorts of exclusive content. You get first access to different contests where we give away hats, give away Crocs, do all sorts of fun stuff like that. It's all there on our website. Check that out. Also, don't forget, vote daily at vote.orlandoweekly.com under the category Local Notables. Vote for Nick for Best Local Big Shot, No New Friends Podcast for Best Local Podcast, no.new.friends.podcast for Best Local TikTok, and me, Scott Maffei, for Best Local Radio Voice. If you listen to us on Spotify or Apple, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. It really helps us out. We appreciate it. On behalf of the Sophisticated Gentleman, our producer, Alex, Nick, Sarah, Chris, I'm Scott. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye, bitches. Happy Pride.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Kwanzaa.
No new friends, just the old and the bold. In the world of gays, we're the ones you hold. Scott, Chris, Sarah, and Nick, a tale to be told. Welcome to the podcast where adulting unfolds. Where adulting unfolds. Where adulting unfolds.